Here we have a new 2026 Ford Mustang GT. Now this one comes in the premium trim. Iconic silver metallic is the paint. And then we have black onyx ActiveX interior. The powertrain consists of a 5-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine that's made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. As we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights. But I love the front fascia of these. They're so menacing looking, and this iconic silver is honestly one of my favorite colors in this car. Now as we come around to these wheels here, these are gonna be optional 20-inch aluminum. We have the optional Brembo brake package as well. Passive keyless entry. And then to the door panel, power door lock controls, one-touch up and down windows, power mirror controls, and then we do get the blind spot monitors in the side. Trunk release, headlamp controls here, and then hood release right there on the side. Manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. And then here we have the power seat bottom, 2-way power lumbar support, manual seat back there. But I want to give a huge thanks to Ford Lincoln of Franklin here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get to the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now we do have a freezing rain going on here, so just bear with me, I apologize. But to the back end, LED tail lamps, and of course, nice exhaust there. But there is the cargo space. I mean, I think it's a relatively good size trunk space in my opinion. Now, if you want to get this up, underneath here you do have a tire inflator kit. Stuff's coming down. So for y'all that are always asking me why I have gloves on, that's why. It looks warm out here, but it's freezing. Now I might actually have to hop back here for a minute to show you this. Your lower anchors for the car seats right here. Kind of in a weird spot, but once you know where they are, you got it. The top tethers are integrated behind the seats themselves under these covers, and then you can pull either side down by pulling the strap. It'll fall flat if you need to have that open for whatever reason. Pretty easy to pop back into place. You do get a seat back pocket on this side. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of space. Lockable glove compartment there. Yeah, I definitely gotta get in the car. Sheesh. But here's the window sticker. Y'all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at anything. But $63,225 is that sticker price. There's that 5-liter naturally aspirated V8. Before we hop in the driver's seat, I'm gonna show off the blinkers. And again, it doesn't dance like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. Hopefully no water hit my lens here. There's the horn. Nice. I don't know if that's leather or ActiveX. It feels like leather, but I think it might be ActiveX. That's how good the ActiveX is in these Fords, I will say that. Now over here to the radio, we do get wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. You also have AM, FM, XM radio, Bluetooth audio. You have a navigation system. If you want full functionality for that, you want to get that subscription. And then if you go over here to your, wrong one. If you go over here to your settings here, it's hard to do that with these gloves on. You can change your units of measurement or your language right here. And then your miles, temperature, tire pressure, you can change all of that. And then if you go over to your features here, driver assistance, you can go in here and change your cruise control from adaptive to normal, and you have lane centering here. So I think that's pretty cool to have on a sports car. The active lane centering, that is one of my favorite things about these particularly, and it's pretty much the only V8 sports car left. But apps and whatnot are in here. You can change the exhaust. It's in the normal mode. There's sport, there's track, and then with the active exhaust, you can just basically cut that out. But it has a nice gurgle to it. I really like the sound of the Mustang GTs in general. Backup cameras here, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You can see your parking sensors as you get close to something. It'll kind of let you know. And then down here, AC controls. You have the 3-stage heated seats, auto mode, the heated steering wheel, and then you can choose fan direction right in here when you open up this menu. Now down here, auto stop toggle. This will pull up the My Mustang app, traction control, hazards. Then you have a favorites button you can set up. So let's say you wanted to basically go to the sport mode in the exhaust. You can just toggle that one touch. And then volume is here. You can click there to mute the audio. Down here, USB-C and a USB-A port, and a 12-volt behind that. For the shifter, press the button down, reverse, neutral, drive, and you have that manual mode. You can use the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel, and you can see what gear you're in. On the left side there, since we're in that drive mode, and then in the bottom part, right there in the middle, pretty much at all times. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. Bottle holders there. Center console cubby space. It does have a 12-volt right there. There's a look at the back seat from up here. Sunglasses holder. LED reading lights. And there's the vanity mirror. Now back up front here, your blinkers, your high beams, and then you have your automatic wipers, one time, off, intermittent, low, high. You can adjust that intermittent frequency with the auto wipers there. Pull up for the fluid. And then on this left side of the steering wheel, you can toggle your cruise control. The gap adjust for the cruise is there. Cancel and resume, set your speed. The lane keeping system there. And then you have a speed limiter you can set up as well. These buttons help you go through your drive modes from the steering wheel. So you have track, drag strip, slippery, custom, normal, and sport. So here, you can see your steering there, voice recognition, volume down, volume up, track list, radio station presets, and then this goes through the sub menus here in the middle part of the gauge cluster. You can see all of that just by doing these arrows up or down. Push button start. And then finally, here is the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 Mustang GT Premium out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Mustang GT Premium, I love the sound of the exhaust. This active valve exhaust is just, it has such a good tone to it. It sounds good, it's aggressive, but then if you want to turn it off, you just hit a button and then you pretty much can be quiet and not wake your neighbors up. But I'd basically keep it in sport mode all the time. Maybe even in track mode, try my luck. Hopefully I wouldn't get a sound ordinance ticket for that, but this is just, it's a really fun car to drive. It's fast. It's relatively fuel efficient for what it is. And I just, I wish everybody else would bring back their V8s Now I will say I drove the Scat Pack Plus Charger, and that was a beast with 550 horsepower, twin turbo i6. So it can be done in terms of making a fun sports car, but there's just something about this 5-liter V8 that's just, it's just something about it, man. It's just awesome. You just want to keep your foot in this thing after you come out of pretty much every corner. It's just that much fun to drive. But I'm going to put in normal mode for a minute to see how it drives. I mean, it's relatively easy to drive. The room in here is pretty good. I'm 6'3". Don't have a sunroof. Headroom is very good. I'm pretty comfortable. My longer legs can fit in here. Now, no one can really fit behind me. The back of my seat is pretty much touching the rear seat, but me personally, I wouldn't have anybody back there anyway. I really don't understand why they put back seats in these things. I guess for people that aren't as tall as me, because I have to have the seat all the way back, period. So if there was somebody sitting behind me, their legs would be crushed. And I think that's why the Mach-E is such a good option. And this is just me particularly. I have one, but you get that same fun feel of a Mustang. You don't get the exhaust sound or anything like that, but you get something that's really fun to drive, really quick, and you're not having to sacrifice performance for legroom. Now this normal mode almost feels like an eco mode to me, in the way that it kind of dials you back compared to the sport mode. It kind of helps with that fuel economy, fuel efficiency. But I mean, it's still plenty of power in this car in the normal mode. Now the overall ride of the car, it's a sports car. It's stiff, it's very stiff, but it's not really anything that gets on my nerves. It's what I expect from a Mustang. That's what I want from a Mustang. I want to be able to feel the road, feel everything. It's still fast, quick, however you want to describe it. And just having that more sport tune suspension just makes it that much easier, I feel, to control without you panicking. I'm gonna put it into the sport mode because I'm just curious how this thing drives in the city in this mode. Okay, so I see it wants to rev hot already. Now the shifts are a bit more harsh in the sport mode, it tends to want to rev a little bit higher before it does shift. But I mean, this is probably the mode I would keep it in most of the time, maybe even have the paddle shifters going. I just like having that more aggressive feel if I'm going to be in a car like this. So we're gonna try to give it a pull getting on the interstate here. Not gonna floor it, but I'm gonna give it a little something just so we can hear it in the sport mode. Plus, it's just a tad slick out here. Here we go. I mean, that was nothing. I was just toying with it. But this thing has so much more power to it. Again, it's wet outside, it's a new car. I don't want to thrash it, but it's got the power. Now I want to give one more big thanks to Ford Lincoln of Franklin here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I mean, it's just awesome to have lane centering on this car. I suspect that where this has aftermarket wheels, or not aftermarket, but optional wheels, this probably needs a balance. So that's the only issue I'm having. You're getting that steering wheel, just a tad bit of vibration there. But I mean, it's an incredible machine. Even though this one is priced at 64 grand because it's loaded with options, still, I mean, it's a car that'll crack a 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. It's a car that will just scream when you punch it in. It's just a really fun sports car, and if you need a daily driver, it's not overly harsh on your body. Especially if you're in like the 20s to probably mid 40s, 50s range. Anything higher than that, it kind of just depends on your situation, but like this isn't hurting my back, but if my dad was driving this, especially driving, you know, 40 miles one way, might get to him. But I mean, an incredible car, fast car, fun car. For the power, and with all the options and everything, I wouldn't say it's the most inexpensive, but not a bad deal, and it'll put a smile on your face every time. So all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Mustang GT Premium.